Hey community, how are you? Janine Macklin here. Transformational seems to say my connection. So go ahead and take that deep breath. Smells like sea, salt. Oh, good morning to you. So I wanted to, most summers, my son and I usually take a trip and go somewhere. I'm always wanting to expose him to different things because I wanted him to know that in spite of the way the world may make it seem like he's not okay in certain places, I'm always big on taking him to all those places so he can get comfortable being in a variety of different environments. Because as you begin to travel and go different places, you'll find that you may see less people that look like yourself. And so you may shy away from it and say, oh, well, I'm not supposed to be here, or this doesn't include me. So it's important to me that my son, our children, our youth learn to be in all places and all spaces and how to conduct themselves and to know that they're welcome and that they are entitled to be there, whether those around us may seem to think so. So we took a trip. I hopped in the car and drove up to Monterey, California, which was a longer ride than I expected because we're looking for charging stations. But it took us like 5 or 6 hours to get here. Been here a couple of days. They do give you a $100 fine here if you're not wearing your mask. I came down here yesterday though because at this spot, people were canoeing yesterday. So I was going to make my son go out and canoe with me. Now, maybe I'm too early this morning because I wanted to put some time on my car on the meter, but nobody's out here yet. So, but that to me is important, is that we get our students, our kids in the places where they may not feel comfortable to help them feel comfortable. And what he would say sometimes is, well, I'm not sure, he's always looking for other black folks. That's just the bottom line. He's always looking to see where we are. And I'm telling him we're all the same. Whatever that may look like for you, if it's driving just, 10 or 20 an hour away to get some different experiences for your kids, take them, let them see different things, let them experience different things, because that's what makes this world smaller. It doesn't make it feel like we're not included in certain places or we can't be there. We have to make sure we understand those places, what happens in those places, how you look and conduct yourself in those places. And then you go on about your business and be in those places. I'm always someplace where people expect me not to be. Like in the first class section of the plane, that's where you find me, because I'm usually the only female of my complexion there. And then my other colleagues in business, they do the same thing. So someone's got to be the trailblazer, so to speak. So I'm always going someplace where we don't see many of ourselves, but I want him to be comfortable because the world is the way the world is. So on that note, do the same for yours, whatever that looks like, wherever you live. Continuously expose your students, your kids, your children to something new and different. Keep them abreast of what's happening in the world. Take them to the hotels and the places that maybe you can't stay at right now, but you can go there. They can walk through. They can see what it's like. Let them understand this world, because this world does include them no matter what the world may be saying. On that note, someone sent me a text today. I get so many of those in messages. I wish they would stop saying them. But there's this whole thing about the blue mask, and that if you cut it open, then on the inside she pulled out this wire, and supposedly that wire is what they want to use to either try and track us or do something to us regarding the 5G. I don't know. I just went back to the simple mask. I just put on a bandana. There's no wires, there's no nothing in here in case anybody's trying to do anything. I'm good and we're all good. But what it said to me is that there is so much confusion that must lead to so much fear and confusion for you. They're talking about how you don't wear the mask, how they want to put chips in us, how they want to decrease the population because there's 7 billion people on the planet. But the whole time my son and I were driving here and we took the 5, we're not out of land. We're not out of space. Now, the companies that would be required to go and develop those areas for people to live, they may not want to do it. But we have more than enough land on this planet for us all to be okay. There's no need to get rid of us. There's no need to put chips in us. So I'm not sure what that is. So you really want to be mindful of what you like. Thank you. I was trying to get where my eyes were open. I don't know why. I don't know, but anyway. So you want to be mindful. It was just so great when he got out there. He said, God, Mom, look at all this land. I'm like, yeah, there's tons of land on this planet. That's why I said a long time ago, you could give us our own little reputation of a couple of thousands of land out here. We'll just come out here and be with each other. So get out, drive around, go to new places, see new things at home in fear. Fear will eat us alive in this pandemic, as they call it. I call it transformational times. I call it evolution times or evolutionary times. I paid somebody, I'm sorry, it flashed up on my phone saying I paid somebody $31. I'm like, I did? So get out, move around, go to new places, go to a new beach, go to a new park if you can. The other thing one of my friends on Facebook was saying, I guess she goes to the office every day and she's in her mask or whatever. And then all of the other people who are non-POC people don't have any mask on. And she's arguing and screaming and fussing and complaining, why don't they wear their mask? What's wrong with them? And I said, you know what? That's part of the distraction, is the mask. We're going to argue over the mask. You decide what you're going to do and you do you. That then protects you and those who are choosing not to wear a mask. Wear your mask. But trying to get people and convince people to wear a mask and why don't you have a mask and all that, that's not our job. Our job is to take care of each and every one of us, our children, our family, those we love, husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, grandparents, aunties and uncles and cousins. That's it. So talk to them about wearing their mask. Talk to them about being safe if they're going to work and washing their hands and everything. I really believe it's going to get just a little bit thicker before it gets 100% better. So we have to toughen up in our abilities to make the decisions for ourselves and our family. I know, I have a cough, right? And then at the same time, we have to stay anchored in our faith. You have to have yourself connected to something bigger than this world, bigger than these experiences, bigger than what seems like there's not enough, bigger than the sense that we're running out and we're going to be in trouble. You have to connect to something bigger, however you define that. I'm not concerned about the name. If it's Allah, if it's Buddha, if it's Krishna, if it's Yahweh, if it's Shiva, if it's Shakti, if it's Olodumare, if it's Jesus, if it's Christ consciousness, whatever it is, you want to connect yourself to something bigger. You do want to turn off the TV and not get bombarded all day with stuff from the media. But how can you connect yourself to something bigger? What does that look like for you? Is that prayer? Is it meditation? Is it reading certain scriptures? Is it reading certain was it like the daily word or the daily Om, and you take it with you and keep it with you all day. Maybe you repeat it over and over to yourself. I used to love, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. If I said that, I was good to go. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So you have to devise these plans for yourself, because no one's going to tell you what to do, because they don't know what you need to get yourself to a place of feeling anchored, knowing you're going to be okay, and knowing your family's going to be okay. And that's big, because people are losing their jobs. They're looking at maybe some more stimulus money and some more stimulus checks. But really, how much is that going to do? I know it's better than nothing. Going forward, if we continue in this state for, what are we? We're in July, we have August, September, October. If we stay in this space until, for 3 more months. So you've got to get strategic. Excuse me, you got to get strategic in what you're going to do, how you use your resources, how you, I don't want to say make ends meet, but how you spread your resources out over a period of time. So you're not using everything up and then you're like, oh my God, we ran out. You always hear me talk about fixing big meals. If you're in generational families, then you know you've got large meals to fix for everyone, so there's enough food and there's food left over. You've got to exercise. Whatever the virus, the bacteria, whatever they want to call it is, you want to get out and exercise, walk around, keep yourself moving, keep your body limber, don't let it get stiff, and then connect yourself to something bigger. Part of my being here was wanting to connect to this. This is bigger than the pandemic. This is bigger than all of the struggles we may be going through. This is infinite. This is forever. This will be here when we leave and make our transitions and the new people come. So connect yourself to something bigger than the struggle, your worries, your concerns, your frustrations, your disappointments. Connect yourself to something bigger, and then trust that that's bigger to bring you through, give you the ideals, give you the answers and the solutions. And ladies, pay attention to your intuition. Stop thinking of your intuition as, oh, that's not serious, or oh, I'm not going to pay any attention to that. Pay attention to your intuition. It very well could be giving you all kind of information that you need and ideas of what you can do to take care of yourself and your family in different ways. And intuition, you know by now, right, is coming straight from God, right? So I just wanted to hop on right quick. It's a little chilly out here. But I want to put some feed the meter where my car is. And I wanted to make sure I hopped on here with you guys before we start our day. We're going to go to Carmel, walk around the shops. I don't know if we're going to do any paddling today. They're not even out here yet, so maybe they'll come later on. And then, where did I take him yesterday? We'll go a couple other places, and then that'll be it. We'll come on back, relax, and hit the road at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So there's some tips for you to keep in mind. Connect yourself to something bigger. Focus your energy on what's close to you, what's close to your heart. Keep them close to you. Stay in contact with them. I must have called my godfather and my son. We've called him about 4 times. He hasn't called us back. And today I thought, you know what? At least he knows we care. At least he knows we're calling him and say we love him. I send texts to my friend and emojis to them. And just stay close to those you love. Give them your time. Give them your attention. That's where we're going to find some of the relief. Stay away from the news as much as possible because it can be so confusing and it can be just frightening, quite frankly. It's interesting to think that we live in a country that's trying to take over and pay people.